Welcome back to TARTLEcast. This is going to be our last episode today. Getting a little
Yeah, we're going to talk about dinosaurs.
mentally toasted here, and I'm not talking about any sort of drug. I'm just wasted. Actually, I'm not even talking about drinking either. I'm just exhausted.
Yeah, exhausted. Yeah.
Toasted, wasted, exhausted.
Well, I think the amount of work that has to get done for TARTLE being, a new technology company, and then, coming into as disruptive as we are.
Yeah.
It's literally pushing that snowball up the hill, and it's growing bigger every time the more steps you take.
You know the mountain that the Grinch is on?
Yes.
Just imagine that sort of like that base angle that you would have, like in the amount of force and the weight of that thing. I'm not complaining. Nobody gives a shit.
No, we're not complaining. It's just there's a mass amounts of, and there's a time frame with it.
Yeah. People need it now.
I mean, not only are you dealing with lawyers, but you're dealing with investors, and then you've got, UX design, and you've got, you're with me and marketing side of things.
Dealing with you is like,
that's
something else.
That's the worst. So let's talk about, speaking of mountains, let's talk about mountains and mountains of dinosaurs that are in
Dinosaur mountain
that is down in the ground, and then we're taking those dinosaurs and doing something with it.
Can I want to talk about this. So, title of the article, hit that real quick.
Fossil fuel pollution kills 8.7 million a year, twice previous estimate.
Okay, so the data that they've taken here shows that air pollutant from burning of fossil fuels is preventing people from, I don't know, whatever. It's causing them to die early. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about what a fossil fuel is. This is here on Wikipedia, and I just want to talk about the logical chain of events here. A fossil fuel is a fuel formed by natural processes such as anaerobic decomposition. I don't even have to get into the rest of this. Anaerobic. Mm-hmm. No oxygen. It's this fermenting process of things breaking down and dying and turning into carbon. Anaerobic. What do humans rely on apart from water? Oxygen, right?
Yes.
Aerobic, not anaerobic. Mm-hmm. When a cell becomes anaerobic, it gets closer to a cancerous state, does it not?
Right. What's aerobic?
So we're burning a thing,
right,
which is already the thing that's come from a process that is already negative,
right,
in its creation to what is required for a human being to thrive or other things on this planet. Right there, shut it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Do I have to say any more?
Yeah, no.
I'm burning an anaerobic thing.
Yes.
It's different than saying, oh, my factory lets out aerobic stuff.
Yeah. Well,
we have a nuclear power plant that just lets off pure, clean oxygen.
Energy is energy.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember when that collider, the CERN or whatever, and they were
Large
so worried about,
collider.
like, are we going to
create,
when we split all these atoms, are we going to create something that is going to
rip a
even
black
here,
hole in the air.
even here they're worried about that in New Mexico here.
Yeah. But do you see my point? Mm-hmm. Like, why are we not? It's anaerobic.
Yeah.
It's anti-life.
Yes.
It's a dead thing anyway. You're burning a dead thing.
And we're getting energy off of something that's dead.
Okay.
That's our whole society.
So
we're done.
Can we just, how many people died last year because of this air pollution issue?
Previous high estimates of fine particle pollution mortality, and 3 times the combined number killed by HIV, AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. So more people were killed by fine particle pollution mortality than HIV, AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria combined.
So burning of fossil fuels, literally harming the climate, is killing people directly. You don't even have to wait 70 years till the earth just burns up or turns into a giant ice ball. Mm-hmm. It's killing you right now. Look, listen, we have to be aware of the data. If it is screaming at you in the face.
Well, the data was even off, because in the beginning they said they thought it'd be like 100 to 150,000 people were dying every year. It was 350,000. How off is that data by percentage wise?
Can we just, oh my gosh, can we talk about something? 150,000 people died because of air pollutant.
Yes.
Let's bring all those companies together that are doing the air pollutant or whatever it might be. I want to sit them down, and then I want to stack up a pile of bodies 150,000 people high.
Yeah.
I don't care if it was low.
Well, and
that is too many dead people. There should be 0 dead people because of an air pollutant.
Well, and here's the sad part too. We're working on countries that, like, of course they said in the article, the wealthier countries are the ones that have better air quality. So So how do we fix that problem? You know what I mean? And then how do we have the ability to influence? I know how so you take your wealth and you influence for the greater of mankind and humanity, and you go to these other countries and say, hey, if the air quality is at this level, we'll be able to trade. We're going to be able to do these things. Why can't that be listed off of? And I know we just entered back into the Paris.
Don't be a freaking hypocrite. Like U.S., you're still burning fossil fuels, but you don't want developing countries to burn them. How are they supposed to get where they were going? You use the same thing. And like in their mind, they're like, well, why can't we use this? Mm-hmm. So you're almost like inhibiting their development because you haven't given them an option. You've just restricted them. Or
find whatever the safest is and then incentivize those countries to build those. They can build that, or have some of our top scientists in the UK and United States and Canada and China and India come over and help these other countries. Why can't we help?
I don't know. I'm a little disappointed at myself.
At yourself?
Yeah. Because, and this just hit me in awareness. 100,000, 150,000 people. Like, if I think about the context of this article, you know how it said it was low? Mm-hmm. I don't care if it was low or high.
Yeah.
That's a number of people that died.
Yeah.
Because of a fossil fuel emission, a pollutant.
Well, they said it's 350,000. So now you're looking at a medium-sized city dying.
But it's not even that, dude. Think about it. People are dead.
Yeah.
And I looked at it, I was like, oh, it was only 100,000? What are you talking about? Have you ever seen 100,000 dead bodies?
Yeah, it's horrific, yeah.
It's horrific if you actually consider that aspect. And because of the fact it's not right in front of your eyes, you're not interacting with it directly, you become unfazed. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't care if the estimate was low. I want the estimate to be 0. And I want the high of that 0 to still be 0. I'm thinking about myself, like, what an insane... It was almost like, oh, I was okay with it for a second. Do you understand? Do you see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, no, I see. And, they've even, in the study they were talking about, they even knocked it down to the one that's giving the real health effects, and that's the PM 2.5. So now you've, type that in, PM 2.5. It's the deadliest type of airborne particulate matter. It's 2.5 millionths of a meter.
Oh, super, super tiny.
Yeah, so we've brought it down to this level, and now we can specifically bring it to, here's this table, here's where we're at, this is where we need to be. That should be, climate stability is number 1 for a reason on our Big 7.
Numero uno. People can't have educational access if there's dead. I can't give a book to 100,000 dead people. Can I?
No.
I can't give them economic access to anything if they're dead.
Yeah, you can't.
A dead person is not focusing on
healthcare to somebody that's 350,000 people that are
How
dead.
can I have how can I have public health if the people are already dead?
Yeah.
There's no one to keep healthy at that point. There's a reason why this thing is number 1. Wake up. Seriously, snap out of it. I don't care if that number seemed low and it was low estimation. Now that is still a human being on the other end of here that is suffering.
Maybe that $1.8 trillion that we here in the United States,
F-38 or $1.9 trillion on the F-35.
I wonder if
jet.
I wonder if we could solve a way to handle the PM 2.5 with that.
I don't even know what the hell PM 2.5 is. Now I got to look at it. It doesn't even explain it.
Yeah, it's a pollutant.
This website on physics.org, they said fossil fuel pollution causes 1 in 5 deaths globally.
1 in 5. 1 in 5.
1 in 5 is because we're burning something anaerobic and it's killing us.
And how much money would it take to cure that?
Dude, that's just human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the animals.
Yeah, plants.
Think about the plants that have to deal with the animals. Think about the plankton in the water.
Ecosystem. Yes. The list goes on and on.
Gosh.
Yeah. So this is a huge issue. Climate stability, number 1. I want you to close out on this, Alex. When we're looking at not-for-profits on TARTLE that are wanting to help with climate stability.
Yeah.
How is TARTLE on it? Because I know you've been having a lot of conversations here lately with this. How is TARTLE going to infuse themselves with not-for-profits? And then, how can companies purchase data and help climate stability?
This is great. So in the new system of TARTLE in the marketplace, individuals have the choice of sharing their earnings that they've got through sharing their data, right? Being paid to share. They can give those earnings towards causes they care about. Nonprofit organizations, charitable organizations, activism groups, whatever it might be. And so we're having conversations with these groups to say, do you want to come and show who you are on TARTLE? I'm not asking anything of you. Just say, do you want to put your brand here, and do you want to open yourself up to more donations from people that care about these causes?
Yes.
Let's put you in the limelight. It costs you nothing. Legitimately, this costs you nothing. It'll cost you maybe 20 minutes of dealing with me on the phone.
Yes.
Right? But in doing so, we can open up the awareness to these things towards all the people in 175 countries that currently interact with TARTLE. Let's open this up now to these not-for-profits or these people that are trying to champion these things that fall under the Big Seven. Because this is so deeply important. And by the way, if you're a business on there and you're buying data, you can still choose just outright to even look at things you want to donate to.
Yes.
Do that also. If you're going to buy some data, chuck off some shekels too to donate. Because all these other people that you're paying to acquire their data, they still see the greater good, the higher cause here, and they're still giving that money back.
Yes.
Money that they need and that they deserve to have in the first place. And they still choose to give it back. So if you are a not-for-profit, if you do align with our mission, vision, principles, our Big Seven, and you don't want to see 1 in every 5 people dying because of a PM 2.5 air pollutant,
right?
Because we're burning an anaerobic thing that was already dead, come have a talk with us.